Hi guys, on this show we've got Ferrero, Gallagher, Tilly, Neeson, D'Angelo, Guttenberg, O'Toole and Hannah. We're looking at 1988's High Spirits.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I'll have the whiting Beask.
Ooh, and I'm John and I'll be frying tonight. Yeah. Oh shit, wrong movie. I just thought of fish.
You've got me thinking now about that bit in Blazing Saddles.
Oh, mate.
I'm sorry, I couldn't possibly fit him in until next Monday.
Oh.
And he's got the noose around the horse.
What a film. What a film.
Fucking great.
Which we need to do at some point.
Yeah. We've done all the Mel Brooks facts, haven't we?
Yeah, we'll get more.
God. So what we went from last week was recording all those bits of us just doing Spaceballs quote to this week doing all the bits of this. But we shouldn't, because there's some great lines in this.
Oh yeah.
Already. We are the podcast translating 100 things from every film that we do each week. This week, John, we're talking about what?
1988's High Spirits, which I saw when I was a young lad and I loved, and I still love it, I think.
My relationship with this, when we've talked about RoboCop in the past, the Robot Cop, you know him well. He's a robot and a cop. It was one of the first films that my mum rented for me from 2000 Video in Bradford.
Right.
And this was another one, as was same film this year's Beetlejuice. We'll come to that fucking thing shortly. But I know I've talked about this so many times on the podcast, but I love this film so much.
I think it's Peter O'Toole just does it for me. I think Peter O'Toole and the fuddy-duddiness just is perfect. This, by the way, this wasn't a video van one. This was two.
It wasn't. Nah. Mate, we haven't talked video van for a little while.
Yeah, we've went off topic, but yeah, it wasn't. I think it was definitely it wasn't a blockbuster. It might have been a Hollywood video. Might have been an older one.
We'll have to do a video van season.
Actually,
we said that.
It wasn't. It was Azad Video.
Azad Video?
Yeah.
Oh. Where's Azad now? Where is he now, Mr. Azad?
God knows. He's
probably in prison for selling blow under the counter.
He's went streaming. He's went...
How much do you have to pay him? And he brings it round with a push bike. We're the podcast translating 100 things. If you like what we do, give us a quid and we will shout you out at the end of every episode. We'll also let you pick an episode. So recently we've had Aaron on, and he picked Young Frankenstein, which is really in keeping with the spooky season kind of thing. This is also spooky season 1. We spun the wheel, and Gav McGill is the next one to pick. I'm really excited about. I know kind of he's got it down to 2, and for John's sake, John doesn't know this yet. For John's sake, I have picked, because the other one he'd just sit through it and go, why are you making me watch this? Why? And I'm gutted because I really want to do that one, but I'm picking the other one.
What is it?
So, Gav, right, okay. Listeners, John's getting this for the first time. So, Gav picked one of two, he's picked 2 films, a shortlist. First one was Step Brothers, which I fucking knew he would pick.
Yep.
It's a fun film. I'm not going to say it's a great film. It's all right. And the other one was A Damned United, which is the football film about Brian Clough taking over at Leeds. I know. And John's going, I can't do a football film. Even if it's got Timothy Spaulding.
Is it Michael Sheen's in it?
Yeah. Take all your pots and pans and throw them in the bin.
I'm a big Michael Sheen fan.
Okay. Well, we'll let Gav pick, because it's his decision at the end of the day.
I don't do football.
I'll end up crying because it's Brian Clough and he's my absolute fucking hero. Anyway. This week, of course, we are doing a horror film of sorts, comedy horror film. 1988, John, what else could we have been talking about?
So there's lots on here. So I'll just go through the ones I've seen personally. There's hundreds of them, but the ones I've seen is Serpent and the Rainbow, which
that's a great film.
I watched when it first came out, which I don't think it was meant to watch, but
hey. You absolutely were not.
One of your favourites, Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice. Yeah, it is. I'll come back to that.
The Accused. Ooh, that's
Is
good.
that the
Jodie
pinball
Foster.
machine one? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We all
Jodie
know.
Foster.
Mississippi Burning.
Ooh.
Mm,
Ooh. Hey, that'd be a fun watch, wouldn't it?
maybe
Let's
not.
watch that. That'd
Maybe
be
not.
fun.
The remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Steve Martin and
Oh my god!
your man Kane.
Oh, the fucking Ruprecht. I'm sure in this season's Murders in the Building, there's a Ruprecht reference with the eye patch. I'm sure there is, but I might have imagined it.
Well, hopefully not. The Deadpool.
What, and Wolverine?
The Deadpool? No, the Deadpool. The
Jim
original, the Dead.
Carrey. Jim Carrey in that.
No, that's one of
Jim
the.
Carrey's in one of them.
No, oh, so he is. He's the one that gets killed at the beginning. He's the rock star, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
So he
yeah.
is. Well done. Dead Heat.
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think it's for me. Is it any good?
No. And I'm
Okay.
going to end on a high. It's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
I'd end on her high. Or something. I don't know.
love that.
I can't believe when you said I'm going to end on a high. In my head, I was like, Mac and me, Mac and me, Mac and me.
Mac and cheese. No, I'm not going Mac and me with his suckery fingers. Not like that guy.
Future episode Action Jackson, am I right?
Aye, you're aye, but still though. Mac and cheese.
R.I.P. Maniac Cop, Pumpkinhead. Maniac Cop, by the way, I bought on a Blu-ray edition, a really special Blu-ray edition, and watched it when we first moved in because we didn't have the internet. And that was like over a year ago now. And I'm like, why haven't we done Maniac Cop yet?
Yeah, it's with Bruce Campbell in it. It's a really good film.
Because it's brutally fun. Yeah. Anyway, we're here to talk about fun old high spirits. So spoilers abound for a film that nobody except me and John likes.
I know. God, aye.
But here we go. Right, so it opens and it is a Vision PDG and Palace production film. I could probably do with a notepad here, John, because that's usually what I do, isn't it?
Well, I'll start. So PDG International, Vision International was founded in 1987 by John Peters and Peter Goober. What a goober.
Hey Goober, where's the beef?
and they also produced Sidekicks with Chuck Norris as a fantasy pal for a loner kid.
Mate, I have written
Why not?
Karate Kid ripoff where Mr. Miyagi is an imaginary friend played by, you guessed it, Chuck Norris.
Do you know what? I thought he's going to have something like it, so I might as well go. And Palace Pictures, so they were a production company founded in the 1980s, produced a number of films, including Company of Wolves, Mona Lisa, fucking cracking film, The Crying Game, and Scandal with John Hurt, I believe.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Neil Jordan, of course, was in charge of that production company because it's his production company. As you said, Mona Lisa, The Crying Game, both absolute beautiful. Fucking belters. Michael Collins, Interview with a Vampire, which I don't like, but I do appreciate good work. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I think if Lestat was played by anybody else...
I know. No.
If Lestat was played by Gilbert Gottfried, I would be absolutely so much more into that. Or the dog from Beethoven. Like, it would be a 5-star.
I get you, because even Antonio Banderas' character, I'm thinking, man, these are good characters, but the one I just couldn't get behind was Tom Cruise. Lestat was just a waste. Absolute waste.
It really is. Because everybody else in it's really, everybody.
Christian Slater as well. I thought, man, Christian Slater for being who he was, because he was at the height. I mean, he was and he played like
Tarantino.
Yeah. So Neil Jordan, he done obviously Crying Game and Into a Vampire. So well done, you, Neil Jordan.
It's time for me though, listeners, to leave my love of Jordan behind forever and ever. Because looking him up, I've realised not only does he have a child called Dashiell, which I think's the name of the kid from The Incredibles? Question mark.
Is that no one of the reindeers?
Yeah, possibly. But it fucking pains me to have learnt this today. In 2009, he signed a petition to support that piece of shit, Roman Polanski.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, listeners, if you don't know what the fucking hell have you been, Roman Polanski basically raped a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And went, oh yeah, but she was asking for it.
Man, can't justify it.
Piece of shit. Hilarious in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, though. In that Austin Powers outfit. Which I assume he really wore, but I like to prefer the idea that
He was forced to wear it.
it's an Austin Powers thing.
Yeah.
And at home, Mike Myers is watching the video like that. You know, like he's got a beer in one hand and he's going.
I know that guy.
Anyway, so we open and we're at Castle Plunkett, where Peter Plunkett, which is surely a Marvel name, is on the phone shouting at an American, assuring him the castle/hotel is in tip-top condition. Spoiler, listeners, it is not. The American investor wants to move the castle brick by brick to Malibu.
Malibu?
What's in Malibu?
21 miles of beaches, by the way, just so you know.
Oh,
that's 34 kilometres.
I love the fact that's where you went, because when I looked up what's in Malibu, the answer is it's a coconut-flavoured liqueur.
And you went to drink, and I went to the beach.
Story of my life. Made with white rum, having alcohol content, volume 21%. Originally created in 1978 by Tom Jago. And originally the product was used to simplify the making of pina coladas by bartenders.
Wow.
Not entirely sure how they simplified getting caught in the rain.
Oh, I was going to go Jago Unchained. One of those so fucking mad that I was drunk.
I did get a bit of a feeling for that bit out of Death Wish, because I always fucking bring it back to Death Wish, don't you? No. When he's talking about the fact that they took London Bridge to Arizona and rebuilt it brick by brick in Arizona.
Because that's what I wanted to do. That's it. Take it brick by brick by brick.
Brick by brick. And he's like, I can't fathom the amount it would cost for steps. Peter O'Toole's fucking brilliant.
Oh, he's top notch. Honestly, top notch. I love him and everything, but this is probably my favourite.
He's chewing the scenery to fuck, man. And he is drinking every bit of the paint thinner.
Pretty much. Because everywhere he goes, there's always a drink set. Do you notice that? Everywhere
he
goes,
he has. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's because Irishman. It's Irishman, isn't it?
True that.
Famous fucking big drinker, old Pedro. He needs to come up with what he owes the American in 3 weeks, or they'll foreclose and they'll take the castle.
Yeah.
Peter takes a noose out of his drawer and puts it around his neck. His mother turns up. Here you are, taking the easy way out.
Oh, the royal family.
Liz Smith, yeah, that's it. Nana from the royal family.
Did you notice the book that he was standing on, though? There was a copy of The Haunting of Jeremy Finnegan.
All right, never heard of him.
It's no real book. Load of rubbish.
Oh, they made it up.
Yeah, just so we know.
Why, John?
The castle was filmed in Dromore Castle in County Limerick in Ireland. Because when I saw it, I was like, man, that looks good, but it's not in Scotland. Yeah. But where all the best castles are.
Oh, of course they are. The greatest castles. There's this talk on the phone about it becoming a theme park. And he says, make it Ireland's theme park. And he says, not a chance. It's not going to be Ireland's theme park. Ireland's only theme park that's not a water park was Emerald Theme Park, which is in, I want to say it's in Kerry, but it's not in Kerry. I wrote it down and I've lost it now. So it's Emerald Theme Park, which used to be Tato Land. I'm not kidding.
That's about what
it was a theme park named after crisps. And the investment was there from the crisps. It opened in 2010 and the crisps took their money away in 2022.
Oh, no.
A theme park involving crisps, though, there's absolutely no doubt that my wife would
in my head,
be in for that.
I've just got potatoes in my head singing, we want to wear jackets. Remember that? We want to wear jackets.
Oh, mate, was that like a McCain thing? McCain jacket?
It was like the
skin on
the raisins back in the day, but they done it with
the California raisins.
Done it with stop motion potatoes.
Jesus, how would you remember such a thing?
Well,
€52 a ticket if you want to go to the fucking Emerald Island theme park, which I do not. Oh, and it's 30 kilometres away from Dublin. There you go. Let's get the facts in while I can, because I ain't got many. She explains how much it would upset his dad and grandma. He's like, both of them are dead. And she's like, the whole castle's full of ghosts.
Yeah,
The whole
she can
castle
see.
is full of ghosts. Yes, aunts, uncles, the nice Victorian lady, the nun that was walled in the pantry, and Uncle Oliver's bastard that never came out of the library.
That was quite grim.
Which I'm pretty certain is a Weatherspoons in Milton Keynes. This gives Peter a cracking idea. Let's have a haunted hotel. Now, I'll tell you what I really appreciate about this, and maybe this is why I liked it as a kid. We are 7 minutes into the film, and bam, it begins.
Oh, yeah,
this is it. There's no fucking about.
Yeah.
There's no setting the
Loved
fucking stall. There's this little bit about, all your aunties and uncles are still here, and they're haunting the place. And you're like, all right, whatever. And then there's a couple of like drip, 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 drip. It's great storytelling.
Oh, yeah, it's straight in it. Right in about it. And so as soon as they finish that, they're spraying cobwebs, isn't they?
Oh, I love
spray cobwebs. So spray cobwebs are made a combination of solvents and polymers. That's it. Polymer.
All right. Okay. There's the fact.
I looked up. Another fact.
He says we're going to call it the most haunted castle in Ireland. It's going to be a haunted hotel, which I think is the Gene Wilder film you mentioned last week.
It all comes back to Gene Wilder.
Comes back to Haunted Honeymoon. We get a montage of them making the place scary, as you've said, spray cobwebs. This haunted mermaid scene, which is, I could not figure out what the fuck was going on here.
Nah, I got the Banshee one, but I didn't get the mermaid.
He brings in, this lad brings in a crocodile's head, and the boy goes, "We're not doing the shagging African creed. Bring me the fish I asked you for."
Fucking hell.
I kind of like, okay, I like it. The African Queen, Bogart, Hepburn, Morley. It's a John Huston classic, of course. Nominated for 4 Academy Awards, and Bogart won Best Supporting Actor. Rightly so, it's a great film. Everyone got sick making it, though. In the early scene where Hepburn plays an organ in the church, a bucket was placed off camera in which she could vomit between takes. Bogart later bragged that he and Huston were only ones that didn't get poorly, which he credited to having drunk whiskey on location rather than the local water.
I told you, whiskey's the way forward.
Well, you don't need to fucking tell me, son. I'll tell you that for sure. We learned that apparently the Americans are coming tomorrow, so they better get the Banshee prepared.
No, that's brilliant.
These two women are arguing, I should be the tart on the horse, and ye the hag in the tree. The tart on the horse has got to be a Weatherspoons in Coventry.
Oh, it's got to be. Banshee, do you know what a Banshee is?
I do not, John.
So, Banshee is an Irish legend of it's legendary female that wails warnings of death in a house. That's basically it.
Okay.
Death is coming! Or, death is coming!
Wow! Those are my fucking cats.
Because everybody says, oh, we're not a Banshee. I'm like, what the hell is a Banshee? Turns out it's just
there you go.
Irish legend.
I looked up most haunted castles in Britain and Ireland, and it wasn't very exciting. So I learned most haunted TV show, John, created by Blue Peter's Yvette Fielding in 2002.
Yeah. She married
329 episodes.
Derek Acora, with his wee imaginary pal that got him caught.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. What do you mean got him caught? What?
So it turns out, you know this, don't you?
No, he's dead.
No, so Derek Acora got found out. He got exposed. He made it all up. Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
mate.
I didn't know this.
Sorry
did
for ruining it.
Did he die in shame, or
died
did he
in
find
shame?
out?
No, he found out before he died. So apparently he was kept.
Sam.
That's it. He referred to Sam, so they referred to that. But I think Kirsty will tell you everything about it. She knows all about it. But he got named. He got shamed before he went to see Sam.
Oh, mate. Yeah. The best thing is now he's a ghost. He's got nobody to talk to tell us.
Exactly, because Sam's like, fuck you, man.
And
Yvette Fielding's like, you'll not get my badge. I said badge.
On the plane, we see Jack and his fiancée, Sharon.
Yep, Pan Am plane. Just so we've already done it, but the biggest plane for Pan Am was the Boeing 747. That's the biggest plane. Try harder.
Needs more Concorde.
Yeah,
I think she's got a Valium addiction, by the way.
Well,
she rebuffs him every time.
Do you know this is my fact of the show since she's went Valium? So Valium is sometimes called Mother's Little Helper. Did you know this?
Ooh.
So it's a nickname referred to a genetic drug called diazepam, which is fine. But that's where the lyrics come for the Rolling Stones song. Mother's little help.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh,
about
wow.
Valium.
That's a fucking... Oh, no, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that a
you like
lot.
that?
Yeah, you see?
You're welcome.
And just because it's something I had no idea about. I'm all right with her having a Valium addiction because it's Beverly D'Angelo. And she can also be an arsehole
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's Beverly
D'Angelo, yeah.
It's 1980s Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh,
and I'm not kidding. When I looked up Beverly D'Angelo, I've got to be honest, I don't care that it's 2024 Beverly D'Angelo. She might be in her 70s, but fucking hell, mate.
Same as me, my blondie addiction.
Yeah,
I
got to be honest, Beverly D'Angelo, no wonder
I know whether
he had twins with her because she's got a great ass.
Beautiful
I
woman.
didn't see Beverly D'Angelo's 70-year-old ass.
Nah, beautiful woman.
Yeah, absolutely. It's. I've got to be honest, right? All we've done this last few episodes is go, how is this film full of such gorgeous women? And it really is full of absolutely stunning women.
Oh, without a doubt.
And the bloke out of Police Academy. And that little Jewish chap out of Police Academy.
True that. And the guy going for Jurassic Park. Get that guy.
I knew you would know it was him.
Right
Later on, I'd written something. I went, "Do you recognise him?"
That one's for Paul Park. That one's for Paul Park.
Yes, Paul. Yeah. We see the bus full of Americans, and the driver's giving it the full story. On the bus is Miranda. Again, the absolutely gorgeous Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Brother Tony, not Brother Barry. Not to be confusing Brother Barry. He's eating his SIM card. He's going to start frogging him.
At one point,
Malcolm and Marge.
Peter Gallagher was in heaven.
Peter Gallagher was in a fucking coma.
Yeah, so he was. With Sandra Bullock, wasn't she?
I preferred him when he was Sandra Bullock's fake boyfriend, I gotta be honest. We did a Peter Gallagher film.
Yep.
House on Haunted Hill. Yeah.
So we did, yeah.
Because he's the doctor, the good, kind doctor, and he's a bit of a bastard. And yeah. He was bloody handsome, wasn't he, old Peter Gallagher?
He still is. He's in that Jane Fonda and thing with that.
Fuck! So Frankie and I was going to say Frankie and Benny's.
That's it. All the time, Frankie and Benny.
Frankie and Benny's making the pizzas.
She keeps me into trouble for saying Frankie and Benny all the time. It's Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. Yes, he looks amazing in that.
Oh no! Oh, get back to another fact. So one of the most.
Getting back to the podcast.
No,
yeah.
That on the plane they were drinking Moe.
Moe.
Yeah. So the most expensive Moe champagne fetches around $6,161 per bottle, and it's a de Circe Brut.
Cheap at half the price.
No half. God, 6,000. Oh, Jesus. I'll stick to Buckfast. You know what you're getting with Buckfast.
As they approach the castle, Katie. I love Katie, by the way. And she's got this beautiful, massive shock of red hair, and she's really fucking dry. She's the Banshee with this black wig on. In the tree. She's just on this swing, isn't she?
And they push her out.
Wailing. It's like, louder, shake more. And she falls out the tree and onto the back of the bus. And, Steve Guttenberg goes, there's a lady on the roof. She goes, I'm not a lady, I'm a banshee. There's a banshee on the roof.
So good.
It's really good.
Oh.
It's really fun.
The
bus arrives and crashes into the lock beyond the pier.
It's not a lock.
It's not?
It's a loch.
Oh, well, let's made a note of that. I was fucking right.
That's a fact.
It's also not a deep fried pizza, it's a pizza crunch.
Sure. I'd say that's in Ireland, so is it a lock?
Yeah, of course it is.
Shit.
It's a lack. The guests all arrive at the castle, absolutely drenched through. It says, "Oh, you're all a trifle moist." Trifle moist has got the Peter O'Toole effect.
They can't say that. Oh, just before, so he says, "I'll put it in amphibious mode." The bus.
Oh, it does, yeah.
But so I'd googled it. Turns out there is a Dutch company developed an amphibious transport in the Netherlands. It's called the Amphibibus.
Right.
So I think they actually created it. It's a real
great.
amphibious bus.
But sorry, John, where was that?
It's It's Dutch, so I can't remember. The Netherlands. Oh, I can't believe that.
Yes! There it
Only see it when
is.
it comes
There
to
it is.
music.
Fucking hell, it's got to a point where I don't have to prompt you for it.
I know, but it's only when I do it in music. It feels weird doing it out of context,
By the way, I'm still buzzing that Aaron did a big The Netherlands thing when I asked him
That
to
was
last
good.
week.
Yeah, he did
That
it.
was good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
somebody that listens to the podcast.
It really is. That's when you know.
Poor bastard needs to get out more. But I guess when you're in the middle of the zombie fucking apocalypse,
Oh
you don't
no,
have
you
much
can't
choice.
go. You're restricted.
Indeed. For dinner is various different types of whiting dish.
Yeah, everything from boiled to fried to battered.
To whiting vapor, which
I
I
know.
quite
That
like.
was good.
The fish originally known as whiting in English, is Marangis marangus, family of the Gidae.
Good
The
daddy.
species.
Good daddy.
Oh, mama, oh, daddy, let's go and play good baddie. The species inhabits the Eastern Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, as well as the North Sea on the east coast of Britain. Explains that. In the United States, it's commonly known as English whiting. Very much like how in the United States, the beet are known as the English beet. There's a fucking Scar
There
reference
you
for
go.
you.
You've got to get one in every
More,
time.
more of those coming soon, listeners. I got a lot of Scar stuff coming soon. Yeah. Miranda explains that she's here because her ex-boyfriend was a hairdresser and devil worshipper, but he's run off, so she's stuck here on her own. Brother Tony isn't a full-blown priest just yet, but he's taking a holiday before he takes his vows. We learn Malcolm Clay, which is the lawyer that gets T-Rexed,
Yep.
is a psychologist.
A
And he's
parapsychologist.
here.
You're right,
Parapsychologist.
big man. You're right.
He's here to prove there are no ghosts with his wife and his family. By the way, did you spot who his wife was?
Oh God, it was. She was in a lot of Monty Python stuff.
No, well, it's
It's now
Connie. What's her
Connie.
face out of out of
I know I'm talking about. I can see her face. Do you know?
Fawlty Towers.
See when I first saw her, I actually thought it was the instructor from
Police Academy.
Police Academy. As
Because
honestly,
she's got the bra
got
on, the
that look,
pointy
aye.
bra on.
Yeah.
In America, talk is cheap.
Just so you know, it takes to become a parapsychologist. The course ranges from a couple of months to 6 months, so you can become a parapsychologist in 6 months. But you could get a doctorate in it if you take a PhD.
Okay.
So who
I'm not
knew?
going to bother, but thanks.
I know, but if you 6 months, I want to be a parapsychologist. It only takes you 6 months.
What, just for you to wave a thing around in the air and go, ooh, lots of fucking
Just
exoplasm
like,
around here.
I've been warned. Oh.
Do, re, Egon.
Well done. Well done.
Hang on. Jack asks who this painting is of. And it's of Mary Plunkett, Peter's great-great-great-grand cousin. She was murdered by her husband on their wedding night.
Mm-hmm. Not come back.
After dinner at the bar, they're listening to Katie play the harp.
Oh.
And on that subject, John, there's on the bar is a beer tap, and it's for Harp Lager.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if Harp Lager made it to Glasgow.
Yeah, we had harp. Yeah, sharp harp.
Have a sharp harp.
Yeah.
Mate, I drank so much Harp Lager in the mid-90s at my local. It was like £1.40 a pint.
No one of you
Can you imagine getting a pint of lager for £1.40 now?
No one of you highly strung. Man, you always ruin my fucking jokes, you know.
Founded in 1960 and produced by Guinness, Guinness converted its Dundalk brewery into a lager production plant with the guidance of Dr. Hermann Munder, a German brewer and possibly Nazi doctor. Who knows? In the mid-90s, I probably drank more harp than I've drunk lager. I know
harp was one of mine. Yeah, definitely. So it was up where the way McEwen's and
McEwen's lager.
Kestrel. Yeah, Kestrel. So we had harp, Kestrel, and McEwen's.
The staff all run off, and it looks like it's time for another one of their set pieces. On the stage, Peter does this speech about ghosts and ghouls and pukas. Again, another word for a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
They hit the lights and the whole thing goes dark. And the guests head off to bed really
underwhelmed. But it's
Yeah.
just the way the staff hide behind the waves. Just they're all hiding.
I absolutely didn't get why this thing was like a wave set piece. It made no fucking sense in regards to
Nah, me neither. There's a couple of things I was looking at and like, nah, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah,
but
I'm the
it
same as
makes
you.
a fucking brilliant set piece in the third act.
Oh, beautiful.
In the bedroom, Malcolm's doing his ghost reports and Margie's getting undressed. And this is the bit with the pointy bra, I think. Mm-hmm. She asks for a 90 and the suit of armour hands it to her. It's good. It's real Scooby-Doo stuff.
It really is, yeah. It's so rusty as well. Was that outside? Like you look at it, it's literally sprayed brown.
In the bedroom, Miranda's watching this farming program. She's got this really cute fucking bow and kimono get up on. And I'm like, why am I not alone watching this? And the boy on the documentary goes, it's Mr. Lynch of Tipperary and his Hereford Bull. Hereford Bulls, John, is what lovely Rob Jones is known down the docks, I think.
Is that another basketball team, Hereford Bulls?
Hereford Bulls. It was fact or not, I'm making note of it. 5 young Hereford breeding bulls for sale on herefordcattle.org. 2,500 to £3,000. But you have to pick them up from Swadlincote in Derbyshire.
Oh, fucking just in the
Which
road,
coincidentally is not a million miles away from where Brian Clough lived. There you go.
Love that boy.
He's my favourite. She closes her eyes and the bed spins around. And she opens her eyes again and she's not facing the TV anymore. And she's like, whoa, major jet lag.
Yeah.
Jetlag John from the clevelandclinic.org. Common sleep problems like insomnia and other symptoms you may experience after traveling a long distance quickly. When you travel across more than 3 time zones by plane, your body's internal clock or circadian rhythm needs time to adjust to the new sleep and wake cycles at your destination. Medical experts generally agree that flying eastward may cause more severe jet lag symptoms than flying towards the west. Researchers say that because your body can adapt more quickly to staying up late than going to bed earlier than usual.
Nah, that's so true. Well, and saying that, for maybe a Glaswegian thing, but all we do is get drunk as soon as we get there, fall asleep, hungover. It's good.
The key thing, mate, is get hammered at the airport before you get on the plane.
The obligatory
Have a few cans on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you arrive, soon as you arrive at your destination, just start getting canned up.
Start going. Yeah, start going. Get to the time you want to and then go to bed.
We've done it before.
Yep.
Or get carried to bed,
yep.
as happened on your stag do for me.
Wait, whatever, party people. Oh, I love seeing you getting trailed in.
You managed it, I did not. The one thing I can't deal with is a lack of sleep.
True that.
That, by the way, was from the clevelandclinic.org, which I thought was pretty insightful for a website from Stockton-on-Tees.
What? Cleveland?
Not that Cleveland.
I was going to say that one, is it?
Brother Tony's been haunted by the Banshee. She's fucking flying by the window, but he's not looking up. And there's this bit where she goes, look at me, you bastard.
So good.
He comes to save Miranda on the out-of-control spinning bed. He starts reading Revelations, and he says, and I saw an angel.
Revelations, John. That's what I was expecting here.
Revelations, John, chapter 20, verse 1.
Yep.
And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the word of the abyss and holding in his hand a great chain. I assumed he was one of the baddies out of Death Wish 3. They killed the angel, man.
I thought we were going to go for Ghost Rider. He had a big chain.
Oh, yeah, very true. And we look up, and there's this lad spinning this massive wheel that controls the bed, spinning around, and it's really good.
That is good.
It's like a real thing. In Jack's room, there's a mummy projected onto the bed next to Sharon from above. Yeah. It's really good.
But I actually thought it was, what's his name for On the Buses? Sid or something like that? It looks like Sid for On the Buses. Remember
I get all the girls on my bus. It's really good. He dives on the bed, it wakes Sharon up. The suit of armour's rolling around on skates, by the way, which I can't.
Yeah, done all right considering he was going doing crazy paving at one point.
Yeah, Malcolm has a duel with him in the corridor, which is pretty fucking good. Basically, the whole thing goes to shit. The bed comes off its wires and out the door. The kids chase the suit of armour down the stairs, and they all meet with Plunkett in the lobby and call him a sham. Just as the bed comes fucking
hurtling
careening
in. Which
in.
I thought, see if you look at the clip, I think whoever the stuntman was must have got his bloody shins crushed because.
Yeah, because it's almost like
into the wall.
A car ramming at him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The Yanks all decide they're leaving in the morning. Katie explains the investor, Jim Brogan, is going to shut them down. But it turns out he's Sharon's dad. Jack isn't happy about this, and he says he cares that the castle remains in Plunkett's name.
Yeah.
Sharon's been sent here to check on what they're doing, but Jack knew nothing of it. And there's this whole thing of, oh, you were this ghost, and you were this, and you were this. And he loves it.
He's right into it. That's an American thing, though, isn't it?
Well, it is, but also, I'd be into it. Like, it's sweet. It's really sweet. Rachel would fucking hate it. Kirsty would be fucking raging as
mortified. She'd be fucking
like, the pair of them would be,
because
they've just got no like faith in humanity, have they? Not like us wonderful.
We would
human
see
beings.
the better side of it. We'd see that. We'd see the entertainment.
We would see the fine times that everyone would be having.
True that, brother.
We're just better people.
I always thought that.
Our other halves.
I always thought that. Hey.
It's all right for you because Kirsty doesn't listen. Rachel's going to beat me for this.
What? All right, I beat you. Sorry.
Sharon explains her dad was born in the village and hates the Plunketts, and he wants to bury them. Jack heads to the bar and gets hammered.
Oh, proper hammered.
Peter.
Yeah.
Both of them hate Brogan.
Yep. But they do like St. Patrick.
They do. Who doesn't like St. Patrick? He's a good lad.
Yeah. What, you going to St. Patrick then?
Something later somewhere. What have you got?
So, I don't want to say it because I love Saints. You know that, didn't you?
Right, okay, go
on. But the snakes were never driven from Ireland because turns out they weren't there in the first place.
They were not, that's right. There are 3 British species of snake, John. The grass snake, the smooth snake, which is me, and the adder, which is not me because I can't do any maths. But those are the only Brits.
Is that the abacus?
Oh, look at that. It's a fact. There you go. They are the only Brits that never invaded Ireland. Yeah. I'm getting fucking killed for that.
Well,
by the way,
me as well, because I was looking. I actually looked more into it just to double check, and it says it's unlikely there has been any snakes because there's no evidence from a fossilised point of view. There's never been any fossils of snakes found in Ireland, so that's fucking annoying. Because I love Irish people equally,
but they do have a lizard. There is the Irish lizard. There you go.
Is it? Oh, right, Irish lizard.
No, there really is. There's an Irish lizard. There you go.
Is there?
That's another thing I like. Yeah. Where the fuck that cunt came from, I've no idea.
That's a fact.
That's the thing. Sometime later, Jack heads upstairs to berate Sharon, but goes in the wrong room. It's this empty room.
Dilapidated.
Yeah, he sits in the bed, and we see this woman being chased and cornered. She gets knocked, and it's Mary from the painting.
Mm-hmm.
She gets knocked to the bed by Liam Neeson, and then when she escapes, he attacks her by the door, stabbing her to death. All the while, Jack's like, "Oh, it's a great act. I really like it. Well done." As she dies, the murdering ghost cries and then vanishes. Just as Jack gets up, it all happens again. It just starts again. Except this time, Jack gets in between them and takes the stabbing, which pains him for a second, and he's like, "Oh, didn't do anything."
I'm good.
Liam Neeson ghost keeps crying, but Mary Doll ghost spots Jack and introduces herself as Mary Plunkett. Mm-hmm. How can I thank you for your selfishness? She's terrible. She's atrocious.
I know. I prefer there's Madison and Splash.
Yeah, but at no point do you see her ass crack in this like you do.
I know.
Although, if you watch Disney Plus, you don't see her ass crack. Because they painted the hair over it.
Oh, for fudge's sake.
Not her ass hair,
like
her literal hair. Yeah.
Why didn't he ruin it?
Why, John? Why must John Candy not be able to look at her ass crack? Neeson has a touch of the Jim McDonald's here, by the way.
Oh, it
Ah,
really
you
is.
wee her, so you are,
Yeah,
lads.
I fucking loved it.
By the way, Liam Neeson here,
So young, though.
36 years
Yeah,
old.
so young. He's he
36
looked. You,
years old.
you could tell he wasn't the big man back then. He was the young man
He
back then,
was
wasn't he?
not the big man. I've got to be honest with you. We've been watching a lot of these fucking straight to streaming Liam Neeson films recently. They're fucking brutal.
Oh,
Like, they are so shit, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There was the Ice Road one.
Yep.
There's the one where his brother's got like all of them. His brother's got a mental deficiency. There's one on.
Is that Tombstone? No, I know.
No, I'm not. No, the Tombstones one I think is passable.
Right.
We watched Ice Road, where he's a driver, across the ice road. Fucking awful.
A conspiracy about ice roads, which is fucking crazy.
Yes. They've gone. What's popular right now? That
Ice road trucker.
Fucking trucker.
Exactly.
Thing. Right, let's make a film about that 20 years too late. And let's make my brother fucking Rain Man, but with truck tyres. It's atrocious.
That's pretty bad.
And he looks... I'm not kidding. I know they did that Bruce Willis Death Wish thing recently. Like, what?
Yeah.
10 years ago.
We're not allowed to talk
Do a
about
Death
that,
Wish with him in.
Yeah, we can't talk about
Do
that.
Death Wish with him in, with his confusing accent and all that kind of stuff.
Murder
his fucking wife and daughters.
Get away with it.
I would.
You paid $1 bill.
How much money have we got in the Patreon? Can we afford to make
$100 million?
See, we can afford to make that film, please. Jack heads back to his room and asks the sleeping Sharon if she ever loved him. He goes to take Sharon's pills with drink. And I was really confused with this because Ghost Mary Doll swaps the lids around.
It doesn't make any sense because the name is it's on the front of the package, it's not on the top. So,
but maybe on the lids it says
maybe one was black, one was white.
Drink with this, don't drink with this.
Maybe one was Paul McCartney and the other one was Michael Jackson. Who's black? Who's white?
Who's got it?
Yeah. Oh my God, we're so in sync.
No, that's Michael Jackson, not NSYNC.
Oh, you ruined it.
I don't think NSYNC ever sexually assaulted children.
Ruined it.
I mean, I certainly hope not, because they're back in the charts.
Ruined it.
He passes.
Dum. Fucking Simpsons every fucking time in sync. And it. Oh,
it is.
funny.
Join the Navy. Mrs. Plunkett, or the Queen of Sheba, is talking with her dead husband. He's not happy with the moving of the castle. No respectable ghost will live in California. I don't know why he's a pirate. He says the ghosts are going to give the septics exactly what they came here for. The next morning, Jack is convinced that he's dead, and he tells Sharon that she has all the warmth of a penguin on an iceberg.
Yeah, it's so funny.
She's flossing really violently, by the way, which I was not into at all. Like, it was really making my mouth hurt a lot.
Was it like an opal fruit? Did it make your mouth water?
It was a little bit. The reason you don't floss like this is it will cause issues, not only for your gums, but you can get into the roots of the teeth, and you can also cause problems with the covering of your teeth, which is called enamel.
The double and Bulgara.
It's
right
back
to
to
your
last
fucking
week.
brains,
She tells him she can hear him, so he realises he isn't dead. Mary Doll changed the painkillers for Valium, and that's why he's still with us.
Yeah, it's still weird.
Valium, or as it's now known as diazepam, is used to treat anxiety, muscle spasms, or seizures or fits. It's also used in hospital to reduce alcoholic withdrawal symptoms, such as sweating or difficult sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. It can also be taken to help you relax before an operation or medical or dental treatments.
Right.
Such as, I don't know, flossing to fuck.
A root canal.
Yeah.
Maybe I should call it dentist little helper then.
As Jack is leaving, he sees Mary Doll Ghost crying in the window seat. He realises that she's real. Well, as real as a ghost can be.
Yeah.
Those
effects, though. I love those effects.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. She thanks him for the first night's peace in 200 years, which Rachel never thanks me for, and explains it's her wedding day. She hopes he'll save her again because his love broke the chain. He says he has to go, and a ghostly wind rattles through the castle, blowing him out of the place.
It's pretty epic, isn't it?
And the doors, and the roof off the minibus full of the Yanks.
Yeah.
It also
all the
causes...
no clothes on.
The clothes get blown off like a fucking Benny Hill thing. And this is the bit where she turns to Brother Tony and she's like, looks at his knob and goes, "Oh, all the snakes weren't driven out of Ireland."
There you go. St. Patrick.
No wonder I like this as a kid.
So that scene, there's a lot of pretty ladies in this. Who did you look at? Who was your go-to? There was two.
Beverly D'Angelo, actually.
Oh.
Were you looking at the ginger Irish lass?
Now I've gone for Jennifer Tilly.
I mean, she's gorgeous, but she's no Jennifer Tilly.
Shut up, Joe.
He lands in this field, absolutely randomly of nothing.
Yep.
With this talking horse, which your name conceivably be Jack.
I don't understand the horse bit. That's the only bit in the whole film that I was like, hang on a minute. Where's this?
Well, she's on the horse in the painting, isn't she? Is she on a white horse in the painting? Mary Doll.
Mary Doll.
Yeah, I think she is. Let's say that.
Let's say that. Let's go there.
This horse, by the way, is the biggest fucking knob I've ever seen. And listeners, I've seen a lot of dicks.
Are you talking about Steve Guttenberg standing beside that horse? He's a bit of a knob.
It's the pube haircut.
That's it.
In the castle, the guests are all in their pants, right? And whatever they can cover up, including Beverly D'Angelo in this...
With a lampshade?
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Good.
It's really good.
I really enjoyed it.
Malcolm, who's in this fucking bit of a suit of armour, he's like, I'm going to get a cab, and he storms out and gets hit by fucking lightning.
Yep.
This, obviously, as you've said, we've already done the fucking film where he's a non-believer, which is Jurassic Park.
Jurassic prick.
About 270 people are struck by lightning in the US every year, and about 30 to 60 people are struck by lightning each year in Britain. Of those, 5 to 10% are fatal. So not so many. I fancy those chances.
Again. Yes. True.
He turns to Mary Doll. So the horse leads
Are we doing Mary Doll now? Is that it?
It's in my head. It's in my fucking head. The horse leads Jack to a tree by the lot where Mary is. She's praying that she doesn't get married.
Yeah. But she's hanging all the witches' medals onto the tree thing. That's so weird.
It's like witches' medals. Yeah, it is. He says, "You're the most beautiful ghost I've ever seen." I mean, she's no Vigo the Carpathian, but
no,
sure.
And she's no drill instructor for
Indeed.
I do love it.
Jackie Boy is struggling to come to terms with all this. He says, and I've met this talking Irish horse, and he's called Ronaldo. What? In 2023, John, in Ireland, there were less than 3 baby boys recorded with the name Ronaldo.
Yes.
And fucking rightly so.
Sweet, right? That's like Chantel now, isn't it? What the fuck? Why would you do that?
She explains that on her wedding night, she refused to be tupped by Martin, and he murdered her to death.
Yeah.
And apparently he squished a lot, which is the Irish term for farting.
But which twist?
I thought it was squished. Was it?
No. She's tupped a lot.
Oh, the tupped thing. Was that not a sheep thing? I wasn't sure what that was. He explains he's married and can't be with her. He's like, "You're a ghost. I'm an American. It could never work out." Sharon's in the shower and Martin appears and starts rubbing her back.
Yeah.
She thinks it's Jack, and when she realises it's not him, she freaks out. I love the fucking Shamrock Pete bags in the window, by the way.
So, it turns out that's a thing. I was looking at this whole Pete thing. So Shamrock Pete is a real thing, but Pete's been used for fuel in Ireland since the 17th century. But Shamrock Irish Pete is a real thing.
Is there a more Irish thing than shamrocks?
Shaughnessy is Pete.
Little fellas with ginger sideburns. I don't know. With Malcolm and Mags, we see his PKE meter, or whatever it is, going mental. Married, why would it? He wanders out to find ghosts. Their kids are watching this Irish telly and complaining that there's only 4 channels, which includes RTE's version of Ghost Lizzie the Workout Woman from TVA.
Do you want to hear a fact? A good
Yes,
fact?
please.
So Channel 5 was launched So obviously it's talking about 4 channels. So we got 5. God, when was it? 1997.
1997.
God,
Yeah,
back in the
because
day.
the Spice Girls advertised it on the
Be
card.
live. So
Yeah.
so it was launched in 1997, but it was not available in Ireland until Radio Limerick began relaying the information or relaying the signal in 1999.
Bloody
There
hell.
you go.
So
Limerick
they
as well.
didn't get any Steven Seagal
They
films at
didn't get
9:00 for
any.
2 whole
No,
years.
they didn't get any of that good stuff. Did they get any of the
Truly, it's a third world country.
for buggers?
Sorry, Irish listeners. I know we've got 2.
But it's bad that
2.
a radio service had to really own the signal. You
Yeah, it's
know,
sham, that,
crazy
isn't
shamrock.
Looking out the window at Miranda in her pants, we all would,
Yeah.
and having impure thoughts, I certainly did.
Yeah.
Brother Tony's chased out the window by these demonic nuns, which I quite liked.
Aye, the Ewoks with fucking habits on, ain't they?
Like Ewoks habits on. He jumps and lands in the pool. Miranda heads to his room and is chased by the nuns out the window, and they both end up in the pool where he's waiting for him. Jack's wandering the corridors, and Mammy Plunkett stops him and asks if he loves Mary.
Yeah.
She explains over a wee sherry that on Halloween a ghost can become human again as long as they are scalping. And I know you thought exactly what I thought here, because I've had a few scalpings in my life and it wasn't like this. It's a ghost term. She gives him a book and explains. The book is called, John?
The Handbook for the Dead. Oh, well,
oh, I hope somebody got sued for that. The Book of High Spirits.
Dun 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 dun.
By the way, same year as Beetlejuice, and there's a bit when the ghosts come out, and they look very, very much like the old ghosts in Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I assume they must have just gone a little shake of the hands and will not sue one another for what is blatantly the same fucking film.
Because when it came out, it was like, so this is very reminiscent, because the whole scene, when
absolutely.
The dust, the whole thing,
Yeah.
We're all right, mate.
Down in the bar, the Americans believe Plunkett really has a haunted castle.
Before we go there,
yeah.
Did you notice, and when he was talking to the mother, that there was a radiator on the wall? Did you notice this?
I did not, but go for it.
So there's a radiator halfway up the wall, and I'm like, why is it up there? And I looked into this. So the bottom of a radiator should typically be mounted 46 inches from the floor for optimal performance. So why the fuck is that fucking radiator halfway up a wall? It blew my mind.
If my dad was still here, I would ask him. Maybe if we went to Castle Plunkett, I would get to speak to Ghost Dad.
Even the piping for the radiator went all the way up the wall to feed this thing. I'm like, nah, no buying it, mate. No buying it.
I've just reminded myself of the fact that there was a film called Ghost Dad with Cosby.
What sort of was that?
Is that the noise he makes when he's sexually assaulting you?
Huxtable! Jesus,
right,
we got to hell, haven't we? Bring back Cheers, that's what I can say. Get it together, big man, get it together.
Yeah, get it together indeed. Up in Mary and Martin's bedroom, Sharon and Jacko argue over Mary. My lawyer, your lawyer, and I hope the ghost has a lawyer. They argue over Marty and Mary fighting. So Marty and Mary are doing the thing they've done for 200 years, and they're kind of around it. Jack chases Mary down the corridor. Martin and Sharon are talking. It's a weird scene, this, because he's flirting with her one moment, and then he's crying over Mary. And he's like, oh, God, what have I done? Oh, God, what a woman.
What a woman.
And it's actually some really good fucking acting by your man Neeson.
Oh, yeah. This is the first thing I'd ever seen him in. I know he was in a lot before this, but this was probably the first time I'd ever seen him.
Yeah, absolutely, me too. And, I look at this and I go, this, Michael Collins... He's Rob Roy.
I think he's pigeonholed himself though recently. I think he was capable of so much, and then he
But you
made
know,
catching.
that bit out of Life is Short or whatever it was called, where he's like, I want to be a comedian. I want to do comedy, slapstick, characters. Have you seen that bit? That's fucking hilarious,
Aye.
by the way.
Oh, God, aye.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll do a little bit of a thing. And he walks into the show. He's like, go to the doctors. I've got AIDS. That bit is still.
Does it haunt you?
And it's not even a great show, that.
Aye.
But Liam Neeson is fucking perfect in it.
Oh,
I love him, and I like to think I could go for a drink with him. Mary explains what scalping is. She puts her hands through him, and they go all sparkly vampires. She leaves exhausted because scalping takes it out of you. Apparently, something.
I've been there.
I mean, it absolutely took it out of my fucking mam. I'll tell you that for sure.
A few times.
Plunkett and the staff are discussing the Americans' behaviour. At that point, the wall in the castle starts to come loose, and all these ghosts come out of the walls.
Yeah.
This is the bit where I was like, I hope he's actually doing it. Daddy's here too. He starts yelling at Peter for being incompetent. And Peter says, it's your fault for dying suddenly and leaving me without support and advice. I missed you, Daddy. And he's like, give your old daddy a hug. And he falls through him. It's great. 10 out of fucking 10.
Oh, I loved it. It was the only time you seemed really heartfelt as well. It's quite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's this bit with this chef, and he's got this whiting in his hand, and the whiting's humming this fucking tune, and he cleaves its head off, and he's still doing it, and he's like, I don't hear anything, do you?
And it's like, Meg Taylor's like, yeah, bloody fish thing.
Don't worry.
Remember that?
Take me to the river.
they used to sell them, didn't
Billy
they?
Big Bass. In Sharon and Jack's room, Martin turns up with his top off, and he's a bit sparkly. What do you say to a wee bit of scalping?
He's went Twilight, isn't he?
He is very much so. She tells him to drop dead, and he just fucking floats away and leaves. That night, out on the water, these cartoon spirit fucking things are wheeling around. And in the bath, Jackie's reading this book about scalping and the spirit to save her life. Mm-hmm. We're into the last 20 minutes now, listeners. You'll be pleased now. At the bar, the guests and staff are getting hammered.
Proper hammered.
And the strange sea set on the stage starts acting like a real sea. There's a whale. There's this
tentacles.
Nazi U-boat. Schnell!
Right.
There's this octopus reaching out to grab them. By the way, this fucking bit is brilliant. It's one of my favourite bits. This kid is pulled into this cardboard diorama.
Shape. Yeah.
And he goes cardboard. Mm-hmm. And they throw in this brilliant cardboard lifeboat and drag him out.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 for how fucking
Do you know
good this looks.
It reminds me of... is it Sackboy that's in the fucking Little Big Planet things?
Yeah, it's very Little Big Planet. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Again, if Neil Jordan has got anything about him, he's suing the shit out of Sony.
They totally.
I mean, we'd all sue the shit out of Sony.
Sackboyed him.
Next time Sony do something involving a podcast, let's just fucking let's have at them.
Aye.
I want to be known as the litigious podcast. I want to be known as get some fucking ill-fitting suit twat on a no-win, no-fee.
See the next time,
get him to go up against Nintendo.
If they ever put a game out that has got two drunken podcasters, man, we're fucking aim right over.
Up in Mary's room, Jack touches Mary and sees that she's real, and they embrace. He toasts her with the words of, "Oh, baby, that's the one I like."
Yeah.
The Big Bopper, John.
Yeah.
Real name, Giles Perry Richardson Jr. It's not got quite the same.
It's still got the bopper thing.
Oh, baby, that's the one I like is actually called Chantilly Lace.
Chantilly Lace.
Pretty face and something that's with something cheese. 1958 song on Mercury Records. Reached number 6 on the USA Billboard chart and was the third most played song on US radio that year. In 1972, John, Jerry Lee Lewis covered it. You know him. He fucked his cousin. He fucked his underage cousin and then married her, in fact. There you go. That's some fucking facts. 59 in Canada, 33 here. 18 in the stupid, sexy Flanders Ultra Pop chart. And where do you think it might have been 15?
The Netherlands.
Oh,
I'm putting a lisp in there because I just think they're appropriate.
I like it. It's good. The Big Bopper was killed in an airplane crash
Yeah, a
in
long
Clear
list.
Lake, Iowa, February 1959, along with fellow musicians Buddy Holly and Richie Valens.
Oh.
And he never got the chance to say, goodbye, baby. Something. I don't know.
Hello.
Hello, mountains. Weather.
Where the fuck's John Denver here? Oh, this is going to a bad place.
He says, maybe you know him. He's dead too. This is kind
Jesus. Don't keep in.
Down in the castle, Malcolm's hunting for a ghost as the staff and guests follow him down the lock. Upstairs on the bed, Sir Jack, I'm in me cups. And he's like, oh man, I'm really drunk. And that's the joke. In me cups means to be drunk.
Yep.
On the lock, Miriam says, it's beautiful. Not as beautiful as you, says Tony. Yeah, they declare it's a spirit-free zone, and just then the bus comes out of the lock. They're all singing Galway Bay, and they spot the bus above them being driven by Michael with the fucking headlamps down on them.
It's proper.
And he chases them into the fucking forest.
Aye. Stephen King should have sued for that, because that was like Christine all over again, isn't it?
It is very much like Christine. Upstairs, Jack and Mary in bed at it. She's trying to tell him to stop. But John, you yourself know quite how hard it is to stop.
A meteor could hit me and I still wouldn't fucking stop, as Joey Tribbiani said.
To go back to the Rolling Stones, wild horses couldn't pull me
away. Or Mother's Little Scalper.
Oh, very good, yeah. The bus chases the guests through the woods and kicks all these amazing cartoon skeleton ghosts. It looks fucking great
really
still.
Yeah, still got it.
Really does look good. Really great animation. Back in the bedroom, Jack and Mary are done. Oh, Jack, we shouldn't have. And we see that she's now looking 200 years old. She's crusty as fuck, but still a tab on Pornhub. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, great step grandmother. What are you doing? Something. She chases him through the castle. Just then, Marty smashes the bus into the wall of the castle. And I'm not kidding, it looks like dog shit because the castle wall bounces because it's only a model.
It's pretty isn't it?
Inside, Jack and Mary are holding one another and Marty and Sharon run off upstairs. Jack, you said you'd love me forever, but you were very different then. Looks aren't everything, but they really do help. It's a great line.
It's a good line.
She grabs him and kisses him, and I assume it's like snogging a box of broken fucking biscuits from the factory shop. And when they finish, she's young Mary again. Martin is shouting Sharon. There's a lot of kind of Aussie Sharon here. It's like, oh, Sharon, where the bloody hell are you, Sharon? And she sees him sitting at an open window. He's like, Sharon, come to me, be with me. And she runs at him and falls right through him.
Yeah.
All the way out the castle, hitting the ground. He fucking knew what he was doing. He's a cold-blooded murderer.
It's only when he's got a certain set of skills, but it's only when you watch that scene that you realise that he fucking wanted to kill that lass.
I'm going to kill your wife because I got a certain set of skills. Fucking hell. We need to do one of those, by the way, because that was like that's the top, isn't it? The Taken movies are the top of this thing. Paul Payne will come on for that. We'll do that with Paula.
They should do a Scottish version of that and just called Took. Tooker.
Tucken. Jack runs out and sees the body. And he thought it was Sharon. It's actually Mary because she's a grave robbing sod. Yep. Didn't really get that. But at least this way she's alive. And upstairs, Sharon and Martin are both ghosts together.
Yep.
It's the morning now, and everyone expects Sharon, of course, has survived. Leaving, we see Brother Tony is not going to be a priest.
Yep.
He's winching Miranda.
Yeah. Well, by the way, just so you know, it takes 5 to 8 years to become a devoted priest.
Oh, does it really?
A lot of fucking time.
You're all right, mate. I won't fucking bother. You'd have to get all your shagging in that period, wouldn't you?
Nah, well, do you know what? If Jennifer Tilly was in my view before, I wouldn't become a priest.
Mate, Jennifer Tilly today, in her 60s, she's never looked better. Malcolm says that Castle Plunket is the most haunted castle in the Northern Hemisphere and he's going to recommend it as such. Peter's happy that he'll keep his place and he heads back in. He does this really good jump in the air and click of the heels, which is astonishing that he could do it at his age. And then I realised he was only in his early 50s.
Oh, gee, really?
Yeah, but I can't do it.
Nah.
And I'm in my early 40s.
Hmm.
Mid 40s. I'm 40 something. Mary and Jack dance to the Big Bopper, and then Martin and Sharon dancing.
Yep.
There's this lovely bit where they share dance partners and have a wee catch up, and I quite like that.
That's good. I like it.
And the movie ends in this gorgeous, massive castle set. I loved it.
The set was amazing. I mean,
absolutely was.
like as much as the external bit looks good, the internal bit is so high because it's shot it on different levels. Fantastic.
Who owns this castle now is my question. Is it owned by the ghosts? Is it owned by Mary? Is it owned by Steve? Like, who owns the fucking castle? Because surely it was her castle before it was his.
And why did her dad not question why she's dead? Go,
well, maybe he did. Maybe they just buried it under the fucking peat. That's the film, John. Any more facts?
Yep, Yanks. Oxford Dictionary says perhaps it's the most plausible cause because Dutch people says Jacques or Jane, which means John, which I don't know about. But that's for the 16th century, which doesn't really compute considering the Americas wasn't a thing until the 17th century. But hey, but at the end of the film, there was Medden's Magic at the end credits was for Derek Meddens. He was a British film and television special effects designer, and he's initially noticed for his work on, it's called Supermavision. Vision. So it's a TV pub. So I think Jerry Anderson, remember? Jerry Anderson, everything. So he produced a lot of that, but he was noted for his work on it. But he also did 1970s and 80s James Bond's films and Superman's films. So he's done fucking a lot of super.
Yeah.
I was going to say super. I know. It sounds like a bit of a legend, to be fair.
Okay. Anything more?
No, that's it.
Cool. Neil Jordan always maintained that the release version of this film is very different to the one that he shot. He says it was more or less excluded from the editing process of the final cut, and that I have a version that is still locked away in the vault.
Yeah,
I'd
that.
like to see that.
I think
it's probably a lot darker.
I think we saw it in the Army of the Dead, did we know? Had that stuck in the background.
We might have seen it in Beetlejuice. Sir Sean Connery was offered the role of Peter Plunkett by the studio. He later dropped out of the film, and the role was recast with Peter O'Toole. Mate, better film without him.
I'd say so. I honestly
he's
think
not got the comedy chops.
Nah, I think Peter O'Toole is just so fucking perfectly dry. It makes it.
Liz Smith was cast at short notice after the original choice, Beryl Reid.
I heard she was sick. She was ill.
Yeah. You wouldn't know it. She's great in this. She's fantastic. Dromore Castle, you did. County Kerry. We have got stamps. He mentioned sending the bricks by stamps.
Yep.
A first-class stamp in the UK costs £1.65 for letters up to 100 grams. You cunts aren't getting a Christmas card this year, John. I've got to be honest. Not at that cost.
We're done.
First-class stamp in the United States costs 73 cents, and a standard national letter stamp in Ireland costs €1.40.
Jesus, man. I remember when first-class stamps were 25p.
Mate, 19p. I remember when they were. Jameson's 70 centilitres in Tesco, £25.50. The best-selling Irish whiskey in the world in 2019, annual sales surpassed 8 million cases. I've been on the distillery tour, by the way, listeners, when I was last in Dublin, which was 20 years ago, which is far too fucking long because it's a great city. John, you will love this. This is my fact of the show. John Jameson was originally a lawyer from Alloa in Scotland.
Fucking balls down to somebody stealing shit for Scotland.
Before he founded his distillery in Dublin in 1780. There you go.
I'll take that, mate. I'll take that.
And I think that is all I've got. Can a Buddhist monk be gay? There's some mention of being a Buddhist monk. Yes, Fra Fomen Kayanu, a prominent monk and abbot, has affirmed the rights of gay monks to join the Sangha. There you go.
No, fair enough.
That's all I've got. John, how do you think we've gone?
Oh, God. 88.
A little bit higher.
108.
Too high. 99.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not kidding. I don't have
I
a
don't have another
single
thing.
one more. I've
Oh,
got
no,
nothing
actually, hang
more.
on. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa.
don't play that game.
No, no,
Don't
no, no.
play
I've
that
still got my fact
game.
book. I've got it right open at the page. I kid you not. I've got it open at the page. So, what have we got? Hang on.
Don't bother, because there was no novelization, but I found a book called Ghost Stories called High Spirits on Amazon. However, it's out of print, so it's no use. There you go. 100 things we learned
Oh, my God.
from fucking High Spirits. There you go.
I'm so glad because I've picked up the wrong book.
You useless bastard.
I know, try.
Yeah, and that's the podcast. Again, if you like what we do, give us a quid, and we will give you the chance of a shout out in every episode. Shouting out the wonderful podcast humans that we love. Got to start with my wife, Rachel Plant, who I made watch this film twice. She didn't love it quite as much as we did.
She was in high spirits.
She was not in high spirits. We got Phil Fairish. We got Gadget. We got Stig. We've got Josh Wilson, who we are so very glad that you are safe after that fucking hurricane.
I remember we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Gav Belson and Dan Belson, who we're not grateful are safe after a hurricane, but that's because they live in London. Gav McGill.
Dan could talk his way to a fucking hurricane. I know that for a fact.
And the rest. Gav McGill will be back with your show in a couple of weeks. Ian Graham, Mono, loads of fucking Irish facts for Mono this week. Biggie. We've got Joe from Hallmark of Greatness, who is in India at the minute. That's pretty fucking cool. You better come back with some fucking Indian facts.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron from Z1 Podcast. We have got Nigel from... Nigel's from the fucking supplying us with all our merch. Ian McComish, Paul Parks, who's already had a mention today, so fuck him. Maria, Ali Dale and Megan. Jen, hope you're doing okay, mate. Lovely Rob Jones, who's also had a mention. Jake, who's absolutely gutted he's still not been spun on the wheel. Kieran Cunningham, Oodles, Candy, Lee Davies, and James from Hallmark of Greatness. Thank you so much for your money, which is going to pay for us to have this fantastic new editing thing.
Yeah, it's on
this
it.
video editing stuff that we're going to sign up to.
We're going to get serious now, aren't we? Serious times.
Serious times. It's about time I got serious. You always have been. John, say some lovely things to the people through your drunken stupor.
Well, one thing is just try and watch this film. It's actually quite good. It's like, I know we all say about these films, like, oh, but as much as I think in my memory it's as good, I'm watching it now, it's still as good. It's actually a really good film. And Peter O'Toole
not streaming.
Peter O'Toole for president. What?
It's not streaming anywhere though, is it? Like, it's nowhere. Like, we had to get it off the fucking high seat.
I had to rent it for Apple TV.
Let's not talk about the fact we're thieving stuff, because we're asking people to pay us to help us pay for the.
It paid.
Yes, it paid for your Apple.
Yeah,
it paid for your
this film. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, if you like what we do, follow us on the socials. 100 things we learned from film.co.uk. We are doing a lot of extra stuff on the YouTubes at the minute. So get us on YouTube. 100 things we learn from film, and you'll get loads of little extra videos and bits and pieces that we've learned how to put up, which is nice, which is interesting. But for now, he's been John, I've been Planty, and this has been, I mean, the 100th thing was barely a thing, but it was on my list, so why not 100 things we learned from High Spirits, which is still fucking brilliant fun. See ya.
See you guys. Ooh.